name, age, and where you're born there, please?
Yes, my name is Marcus Fletcher. My artist name is Math the Gully Child. Yeah, revealing some secrets. Yeah, my age. I'm 45. Well, 45 next week, but 44 now. I was born in Birmingham, England. Lived in Birmingham my whole life. I've lived all around Birmingham, so I've lived in nearly every area, every ends you can think about. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And like, yeah, I've I know Birmingham, bottom town, like the back of my hand. It's like I lived in every area because my mum was in a kind of a violent relationship with my dad. God bless his soul, though. I don't hold any animosity to him and that. But we moved around a lot. We was kind of running away from him a lot. But I give thanks for that because I know Birmingham good. So there's no ends in Birmingham that I don't know. To be fair.
What was that like as a kid growing up? That type of relationship with your parents?
Yeah, it was a confusing one, to be fair, because like I had some like violent experiences with my dad.
So?
Like obviously it was kind of like the thing is the stories of family, like heard stories, and really and truly he just wanted to see me, and like my mum wouldn't let him see me, so he would like kick off the door, threatening type, yeah, kicking off the doors, banging off the doors, and I don't know the whole incident with because he got locked up for it, but he was a musician as well. So like, there's his records and stuff like that, and he died unfortunately. He passed away last year. It's coming up to his anniversary still. So yeah, he passed away last year. And he was into music and stuff, and yeah, he actually wrote "Baby Come Back," the track "Baby Come Back." Okay. Yeah, he's the original writer to that. Nice. So I think that's why music's in my blood.
So you got into music?
Yeah, it's in my blood. Like I've always had a musical ear, but my first love was really acting as well. So like I act, I've done acting, I've done modeling, I've done music, it's really them main things that are like acting and music. But like my first love was acting. I did like to, do like theatre. I went to drama school a little bit. I went to drama school for like about a month or two when I was younger. Okay. Yeah, I did a bit of that, and I was always into the performing arts and all that business. So you know what I mean. I think that's where I get my creative side, and then then only kind of like the last 10 years. So the last 10 years, I've got back into the acting. Say from when I was like 15, when I got into hip hop and rap, I was rapping most of the time. Okay. So we're doing a lot of studio time. Yeah, I was doing a lot of music. I was on the scene a lot. I worked with Mike Skinner, the streets. So like I was in a group. It was called Unique, and yeah, it was called Unique, a rap group. And like Mike Skinner, the streets, he was our producer. Oh, nice. So like we done a lot of things through him, and I met him through a mate from school as well. And he used to live in Restiff, so we used to go to his basement and we used to do tracks there. And it's like Mike Skinner was just like he was making dance music before he met me and my mate. Really, he was making dance. He was making like house and stuff, and then he got into hip hop technically because of us. And then like it's a mad story because it was like because I'm such a big hip hop head, I'm a massive hip hop head. It was just like I think garage was just popping at the time, and he was just like he came up with an idea. It was like mix garage with hip hop. So I think that's how grime was pretty much formed. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I was just like, nah, you know what? I'm not into that. I'm just gonna do my hip hop. You know what I mean? I was like, nah, I just do hip hop, man. I like 80 BPM. I can't do 140 BPM. You regret that? I regret that now a little bit. And it's like I do regret it. And it's like I had like see like when I was about 18, 17, 18, like that's when I fell into, you know, depression and schizophrenia is when I was diagnosed. And that's when I kind of dropped off the scene and start speaking to all Mike Skinner, my friends, and the group kind of just broke up. And like the last time I spoke to Mike Skinner, I was like, I was living on the street and I was like in some dingy, I was in some supported housing place. This was like years ago, right? And like, yeah, I phoned him. I still had his number and I phoned him. He was just like, oh, yeah, I've moved to London. I can give you some software. You know, like, cause I was like, yeah, I still want to do the tunes, still want to do music. He's like, I'm in London now, and he never really talked too much about getting a deal or anything, but he was just like, yeah, I'll move to London and I can give you some software. And the thing is, it's mad. Like the last time we was in the studio in his basement, he's like he played us. Just try and stay positive. He played us a few tracks. He played us a few tracks, the tracks that he came out with before he, because he called himself European Bob,
Okay.
and he was like he wasn't called the Streets. And this is what I mean. It was a kind of like there was a beef thing at the end. It was a beef like around that time because he was just like, you know, I always says he wasn't a good rapper, and a lot of people said he sounded like me when he rapped because it was like a slow poetry kind of style. And I was just like, yeah, he's not really a good rapper, but I can't fault his production. His production's top. You get me? The next thing he's playing them tunes to us, and it was like, yeah, the good tunes, good tunes. He gave us a tape. He gave us all the tape of it, and it was all like we all listened to it. It's like, yeah, it's good, good, yeah, it's good. And next thing you know, about a couple of months down the line, he's all over the place, like magazines.
Wow.
It's mad. And I got a little sister, and I remember my little sister was like, you know, she had those them pop magazines, and he was in the pop magazine, and I was like screwing. I was so vexed. I was vexed. I was like, grabbed it out of hand. Don't fucking read that. Don't fucking watch him. He's a knobhead. He's like, you know, I was proper angry at that time, and my sister was already kind of like probably about, you know, 12 or 13, something like that, because she's a couple of years younger than me. And I was like 18 or 19, so I was just vexed. I was like, fuck him. It was like, he's a knobhead, you know, he's not the streets and that. I'm over it now. It's like, at the end of the day, everyone gets their time. It actually kind of motivates me because I feel like I've been around talent, you know what I mean? And like, I know I've been around people, been around talent, and I've got that, and I can reach them levels if I wanted to. So it kind of motivates me, you know what I mean? It kind of feel like, well, if I did see him, it's like, okay, well, go on. Now I'm here with you, you know what I mean? Now, because I remember, like, it used to hurt, to be fair. It did used to hurt. It's like when he won the Brit Awards as well, and then he never turned up to pick up his Brit Award. And I was like, you fucking nub. It's like, I would have loved to have that Brit Award. I would have loved it off. I would have said, yeah, I would have made my speech and that. But he was just kind of like, yeah, he never even turned up at the Brit Awards. He never even turned up to pick up his award. He was there, but he was there drinking and partying, and he was obviously talking about Rachel Stevens. You remember Rachel at S Club?
Okay.
And he was talking to girls like that, and his songs were about that, and it was just like, yeah, man, I used to have a little crush on Rachel Stevens as well. So it was kind of like he was living my life, but and then it was just like there was all rumors on the roads about, you know, that he stole man's style and he stole man's way of life. Because like my best mate, who is a proper geezer, my best mate growing up, he was a proper geezer. He's a rapper as well. And
You mean on road life?
yeah, on road, he was a proper geezer. So like, I think he kind of stole his persona, his image.
Okay.
And I've noticed I think that's what a lot of the big rappers do, the ones who have made it. You'll realize that the life they're talking about, it's not actually their life. It's their friends, their people who they take it from other people. They're good at emulating people. They're good at mimicking and latching onto that sound and making some of it, you know, making something out of it. So yeah, it's just one of them. I used to be bitter about it, but now I just feel like because I've also I met Kano when I was on Top Boy,
Okay.
and I did speak to him. Says, I know Mike, I says, I know Mike, but he looked so shook as well. It's like he knew me. It's like he thought I was going to do something. He thought I was going to do something. The way he was looking at me and the way he was reacting to me. And we did a whole scene where I make him headbutt me. I make him headbutt me, I practiced the scene in like half hour. We've done stunts and everything. And he was just like, yeah, it was cool. I said, I know Mike. I was just like, yeah, Mike, I know Mike. Mike's all right. He was like, Mike's all right. And I think I said, yeah. I told him a little bit about what happened. And I was like, yeah, yeah. And then I spat to him and he was like, yeah, that's cool. And then literally, Kano was just like, he was kind of like, he was proper distant. But certain people told me that's because he was just like method acting.
Okay.
And he was just he was in his character. That's what a lot of people tried to tell me because I was a bit like, why is he a bit off with me? You know what I mean? And he was like literally had his security and wasn't talking to anybody on set and wasn't really mingling or wasn't conversating with anybody on set. When with the other Ray, because I met Dave as well.
Okay.
And he was like cool. He was just jabbing with the mans, having a laugh with the man, talking and just just being normal. So I was kind of a bit peeved about that. But you see, like the Top Boy thing, yeah, it's called Building Bridges. My episode.
Okay.
It's the second. Everyone always asks me, and I think it's because it's the first season that was on Netflix, basically.
Okay.
It's the first season that was on Netflix because it was on Channel 4 before that, wasn't it?
Okay,
yeah, it was on. It was on Channel 4 first, and then the first season that came on Netflix, I was on that season, and like I smashed it out of the park. To be fair, and that's like I was literally living.
How did it go? Like
He went well, but wicked. Like if you watch the scene, everyone, my family, people was like, that you was the best in it, and I weren't even just saying that. And people, I've been spied in the street for it. You know what I mean? Literally, mad thing was I was like on the other side of the road in Handsworth, and I'm thinking, how could he recognize me from over there? And he's just shouted, "Top Boy," and I've gone, what? How the fuck did he see me? How did he know that? And it's like, yeah. And I've been out in town and like I've been out clubbing in town, and people have walked past me, stopped me, and gone, "You was in Top Boy, weren't you?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah." And like my other mates, they're just lapping it up. They're like, "Yeah, yeah, he's in Top Boy. He's a good big time actor." They're trying to get wide the rave off it, and I'm like, "Yeah, nah, I don't." It's like I don't really tell too much people about it, but I feel like it gave me a bit of push to get back into the acting scene of it. So I went back to acting school, did a bit of acting. I went back to acting school. Actually, the thing is, after Top Boy, I was with my girlfriend, and that's when I got sectioned again, because I got sectioned when I was about 18, 19.
What was that for?
That was for depression and schizophrenia.
Okay.
And I was smoking a lot of weed, as it was. As to say, it was like a lot of psychosis. Really and truly,
I think that was through the weed.
The weed didn't help, but the thing is, my dad suffered from it as well.
Okay.
So it's kind of a hereditary thing. It's kind of like it passed down to me, like. But it was like, and he was always telling me, just don't smoke the weed. You know what I mean? When I like started building up a relationship again, because I started building up a relationship again with my dad when I was about 16. And
when you come out of jail?
Yeah, when he come out of jail, yeah. And he was like,
was that like trying to rebuild?
You know what? I was kind of like just wide-eyed, and I was just like, I liked being with my dad. You know what I mean? Yeah, I just wanted to see him. It was just like I felt, like I was inspired by my dad. Like literally, I looked up to him, even though what happened, I appreciated and I acknowledged that a son needs a father in their life. You've got to have. All my friends had their dads and that. Taught them how to drive. Taught them how to be a man. So I respected that at the end of the day, and it was just like he would say like, just don't smoke the weed. He was like, don't smoke it. He had to give up, and he never touched it again. And then sometimes he had these bad times where I would come with a bag of weed, and he'd be like, "Oh, give us a bit of weed, and give us a bit of that." And I'd be like, and then I'll be like, "No," I'll be telling him like, "No," but it's like, yeah, it's like I understand I understand that that's every son needs their dad. You know what I mean. It's important because a mum can't 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 like teach a son that them vital things just to even be around that male energy. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like because like I used to argue with my mum all the time. We used to cuss, we used to argue, we used to fight, we used to like we could just never get on sometimes. You know what I mean?
Did you rekindle that relationship, or?
Yeah, like the thing is like every time because I had when I had the bad patch after I got sectioned when I was 19, we had the 18, 19. That's when things I started getting a bit into more trouble. Then I started getting into like robbery, smoking crack, and getting into the dramas on the street and that. So my mum wasn't pleased because my mum was quite strict. My mum was quite strict growing up. She was like, gotta get a job, and she never really liked me doing music or anything in the entertainment business. She was just like, you know what, that's not gonna pay the bills. You know what I mean? It's not gonna pay nothing. And she didn't know in the back, well, still in the back of her mind is to help her, just get her out of the hood and get her house and make her live nice, you know what I mean? But she would be like, you gotta have something to fall back on. So she was always like, go to college, get a trade. That's what she would always tell me. So I did try CNC operating. I done forklift. I done a few things, like to get a trade, but I just never really sticked at it. But anyway, I was.
Not what you could.
It's not. No, it's not what I was really into. It's not what. It's not. It's the kind of just did a.
Like you was forced into.
Yeah, I was forced into it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what I mean. And it was like. And then, like, I had a daughter.
Okay.
So I had a daughter when I was quite young. I had a daughter when I was about 18, 19 as well. So at the end, she's in her 20s now. You know what I mean? So, and people wouldn't believe it when I told them, like, oh yeah, I've got a daughter. She's in her 20s. And they're like, what? How the fuck you look about 32, 35? Yeah, I speak to her now and again. We had troubles with her mum and that. But I speak to her because she doesn't even live in Birmingham no more. But she's doing really well though. That's the thing. That's all I care about. So, yeah, that's all that matters. She's doing like extremely well. You know what I mean? So she does a marketing analysis and she works in the plush part of fucking Manchester. So she's doing well. She's got a own place there and everything. And I speak to her now and again. See her on Christmases, birthdays and stuff. Like see her on that. But yeah. Anyway, like then I had my daughter, and I was just going through a turbulent stage. I was going through a mad stage at that time when I was 18, 19. So I was in and out of jail. I weren't seeing my daughter a lot, and I was arguing with my mom. I had my first flat. I got kicked out, and I had my first flat. Fucked up that, but in the back of my mind, I was still trying to pursue music. But I wasn't focused because I was just smoking, doing loads of drugs, doing crazy shit. Just being one of the lads, just doing crazy shit. But I noticed when, because I was like the first one to have a baby out of my group of friends. So when I had the baby, it's like that's when it locked me off. It was like, you know what, you can't be doing shit like this. We can't roll with us no more. And I didn't really want to talk to man. So that's when I felt very isolated. I felt very like lonely. And that's what it is. It's like I wrote a song called Loneliness.
Is that what played into your mental health?
That's what played into my mental health. That's deep rooted into my mental health. The loneliness, you know what I mean? I felt like I had no one. And it's like I felt like I had just me. And it's like, I admit I tried to commit suicide as well. And it's like God must have just wanted me here. You know what I mean? It's like must have still wanted me here because he's got a purpose for everybody, I believe. And it's like now I realize it's like I've done so much life and I've survived a lot and how resilient I am. So like I lost my dad, and I felt like I lost my mom, I felt like I lost my family, I felt like I lost my friends. So I felt like I've lost everything.
So you went to jail as well?
Yeah, yeah. So I went to jail as well. I went to jail a couple of times, like in and out, but like just for theft and stuff. Yeah, petty things. Yeah, nothing really big. Petty, just petty.
What was your time like inside?
You know what? It was tough. At that time. It was kind of like the first time. It was like it was tough, man. I can't lie. First time it was tough, and I admit it. I barred like a fucking bitch. You know what I mean? It was tough.
How old were you then?
I was about 19, about 21, 20,
Okay.
and
Where
it was.
did you go?
Uh,
Where did you go?
I went to the Green.
Okay.
And then because the times I've been in and out, I've been shipped to Lakenhurst. I've been to Featherstone. I've been to a few of them. I went to one in Manchester as well. I forgot the name, what it's called. But I went to one in there, and I've done like in and out, little spits and spats there. But sometimes, like them times, and then like them times though, like it's like I was still taking medication for my illness as well. So
what medication do you take? You currently?
Yeah, I currently do. Yeah, I currently do. I take antipsychotics. To be fair, that's all I take. I was taking a lot more for depression and everything and stuff like that.
What's that like compared to not having medication?
I can be if I'm not if I'm honest, if I'm not on medication, which I've discussed loads of times. We've had psychology fucking meetings and stuff like that. It's kind of like if I'm not taking medication, quite difficult to deal with. Can be quite aggressive.
You're a big lad.
Yeah, exactly, and I can be intimidated.
Yeah.
So that's why it makes sense that I keep taking my medication. And then, like, I wasn't pleased, to be fair, because obviously my dad was on a lot of medication as well, and he was on antipsychotics, and then he passed away of a heart attack. So, and he was like, every time we used to talk, he used to be like, I want to get off these meds. I don't like what it's doing to my body. I don't like it. So, what I wanted to get out in this chat was like, well, I think at the end of the day, we got to start looking at more natural remedies for mental health because I looked into it. And apparently some weed can help depression. Some weed, I'm not too sure about it, but it's also about eating the right things. Yeah, eating the right foods, exercise. Yeah, yeah, fresh air. Like
need that company
and the right people around you. Exactly. So it is about your environment really a lot. Then just throwing medication at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if anything, the medication, it's like the pharmacies make money from it, don't they? That actually,
like a mask,
yeah, exactly what it is. Yeah. Exactly what it is. It's like a mask. So it's kind of like, you know what I mean? It doesn't. I think I've been looking into more natural things. And obviously, I've given up weed now, so I don't smoke weed no more. Um, you know, I haven't smoked weed for about 9 months now, and I feel good. And I exercise a little bit more, and it's kind of like just, you know, kind of just like, just living a better life. You know what I mean? Looking for that natural high. You know what I mean? It's like I have a drink now and again. I don't mind a drink. I have a drink now and again, but it's just that natural high. Like because I've done a few like NA drug things as well.
Okay.
I've done a few things like that as well. So it's like I've learned a lot from things like that as well. And it's just like, yeah, look for that natural high. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just get high off life. And it's like, yeah, I've learned that, actually the simple things, will the simple things in life will actually be good for you. You know, the simple things in life, instead of everyone looking for that quick fix, because that's all it is really. Like when you on crack and when you on drugs, it's like it's just a quick fix, isn't it? And it's like you're high for that night, and then next thing you know, you come down. But when you just kind of like, you know, when you've just accepted life, that's what I'm saying. That life's ups and downs, you've accepted it, and it's just it comes at you. 1 minute doesn't say one week I could be fucking everything's fucking great, everything seems to be rolling my way, everything's going my way, and then the next week just be a bad shit. You know what I mean? It's like the other day it was like the 1 week everything was going well, I was doing my shows, linking gal, doing things, enjoying life. And then next thing you know, the week after, it's like everything just started fucking like the scam me out of some money in my bank. Fucking, it was raining. It was like I was having problems getting on the. I forgot my bus pass on. Well, you know, I forgot. No, I forgot my keys. One thing after another, and it was like that last year. The thing is, it was like that last year before my dad passed away, because my mom had a heart attack as well, and my granddad died, and I lost the unborn baby as well. I lost the son as well, all around the same time. And then it's like,
how did you deal with that?
I had to step back and I had to take some time for myself. To be fair,
Did you turn back to anything? You really?
I smoked a lot of weed. Yeah,
Okay.
I smoked a lot, and so like, because I went to Barcelona and I went to Spain.
It's legal there?
Yeah, it's legal there. Yeah, so I went away and got away for a bit, and I was there for about 2 months, 3 months, and then like I was just smoking loads of weed, doing loads of shows. Well, just living life really, sitting on the beach, just contemplating, just trying to take it all in. You know what I mean? Just kind of like taking a step back, because UK can be demanding.
Yeah.
It's like UK. I say it's like one. It is like one mental asylum. You know what I mean? It's just one big mental asylum. You know what I mean? That's exactly what UK is like. You know what I mean? With the different cities and the different wards. So it's like, you know what I mean? And the thing is, I don't know. Birmingham seems to me probably the worst ward for the craziest ward. Yeah, at the moment, it's the craziest ward. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what it pretty much feels like. So I had to get away from England, just take a step back, and then I came back, and I was just like, oh, I'm not smoking weed, and just got back and just still talking to my missus, because we went through a lot with that. I went through a lot with that, and just talking to her and seeing if she was fine, because she thought I wasn't talking to her, because I kind of just locked everyone off and just got away from England. You know what I mean?
So where did it lead you then in the end? What did you come to any conclusions when you came back?
That I've got to that personally, that I've got to have my own. I've got to take this chance, but I've got to take this chance while I got it now. That I'm resilient. I'm more resilient than what most people. If most people would have went through that, they probably would have just kind of like, because I've seen how people react when things happen. I've seen my boys go off the rails, and they'll just go on madness. Yeah, it's easily done, and they use it as an excuse. Personally, that's how I see it. I see people play the victim in it, and I'm not that kind of person. And I think my mom's brought me up like that, because I just got tough love most of the time. It's like I couldn't, yeah, just get on with it. You know what I mean? And I think that's just a Jamaican way as well. It is just like a Jamaican way. You know what I mean? It's like, why are you crying for? You know what I mean? It's like, I'll give you something to cry about. You know, like it's like, you know, it's just not. It's just a Jamaican way, and it's like my mum was she's not a very emotional person, so I never really got hugs or stuff like that. But I'm emotional. That's what I'm saying. This is what I think. I think that's what people like. I am a sentimental person as well, so I am kind of in tune with my sentimental side. But I can be, I can't. I just look. I'm just a realist at the end of the day.
That's why you create art.
Yeah, because I can express myself. That exactly. That's what I mean. With art and with music and with acting, I can just be creative. I can be more expressive. I can be more like my girlfriend was like, "Oh, you kind of like nothing like what you rap about." You know, like you kind of not like that. And I was like, "Well, yeah," because sometimes it's another persona. It's a character. It's an alias for me. You know what I mean? I can say what the fuck I want. I can do what I want. I can just be what I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like that's what I mean. I was just joking with my bedroom. It was just like we were talking about the Top Boy thing, and it was just like, oh, Kane will never be able to do that to you in real life. And people, you know, like they always kill me off in scenes as well. I've done a few acting stuff, and they always give me some scene where I'm getting hurt or, you know, like because I've played a lot of prison scenes. I was in Man Like Mo Bean as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had to play one of the head dude's fucking lackeys, like one of his lackeys, like,
Okay.
and it was just like I had to be like sap out. I had to be like a dick, like, you know, like a little pussy hole, like, and it's like that's the beauty of acting, because you are just actually playing a different side here. You can play a different side here.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You don't have to be yourself. You know what I mean? That's the beauty.
And you
of
like
acting.
that?
Yeah.
You like that? Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. You know, because I'm a realist. So what you get is what you see with me. It's like, and when I'm out in this world, in this, you know, in this format, in this world, and I'm on road and that, I'm just kind of straight, kind of forward. I'm kind of quite just like blunt. You know what I mean? I'm just quite just normal. I'm just normal. This is what I mean. Like people like. Certain people have gone to me, you're just normal, you are. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm just normal. It's like, I don't know whether to take that as an insult or he's just like, you're just a normal guy. That's what some people used to say to me. You're just a normal guy. You don't seem like this flamboyant rapper or actor. You know what I mean? Who's like who's an extrovert, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, everyone's the same, man.
Everyone's the same, that's what I'm saying. So it's kind of like, yeah, you know, like I think I do get misjudged quite a bit. I can be misjudged.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, because people think I'm a road man and I'm going to do something wrong. Like, that's the thing. Yeah, that's what I get. And I've been back in the day, people used to use me for that, just to do the scary tactic because of my size. You know what I mean? People used to use me for that, so it's kind of like, yeah, you just scare them off. You scare them, you chase them down, running down mans and chasing down mans. You know, like that's what I mean. So it's kind of like, I think as you get older, you just realize who you are. You find out more about yourself as you get older. When you're younger, you kind of like. You're not so worried about yourself. You're not so thinking about yourself, and I think that's what's wrong with the world today. I think a lot of people are too busy on what other people think or what people think of them or what people say, and that's with social media. We all want to post something. We all want to post something that, you know, to appeal to the masses. We want to post things so we can get likes and get, you know, comments on. But really, we should just look in ourselves. I believe a lot in individualism, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we should be individuals. Everyone wants to be.
Do you think the social media is playing into mental health as well?
Yeah, it definitely is, because it's a lot of pressure. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes I feel it for these youths. I feel sometimes I feel it for the youths of the young generation, because when we was growing up, we didn't have social media, so a lot of it was what you got was what you see.
Yeah, you had to go out.
Yeah, you had to just a lot of it, most of it. Obviously, we used to get people chat behind your back. I used to hate that, people chatting behind your back and rumours and spreading shit and talking.
Yeah, but there ain't like 10,000.
No, but it ain't like basically people you don't know talking about. Yeah, like you know, it's people who you know. So it's kind of like it's sometimes. I think, well, it must be hard for this generation now, because everyone can know your business at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And there's nowhere really to hide, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a crazy world that we're coming into, man.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts on AI?
See, this is what I mean. I've said it in my track. I said AI is killing creativity. Industry losing its authenticity. It's like it can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing because you see, like some people using AI to write rhymes and stuff. I don't agree with, but I have used AI to create artwork for like say my last two albums that I put out. I used AI, to create the artwork. I used that, so you know it's good in a sense that way. But I still think, the authenticity gets lost, and you get a lot of these bots, and you get a lot of you get like a lot of people disrespecting the dead. Like the other day, I seen like there's a track Tupac featuring Michael Jackson. You know, like it's like, and just leave him where he is, man. And you know what I mean. And it's like you know, and it's all AI created. And then I heard from Timberland, they were saying because Timberland's they've created an AI pop star, really, and that's what's killing the industry, innit? Because at the end of the day, there's not going to be no room for no artists. And I was talking about it basically, they won't get tired. They'll just keep doing it. They'll keep on creating. You know, you won't have to pay them for shows because they'll just do their show and they just, you know. So really, there's no money. Soon there'll be no money. There'll be no work in it. Unless not for the average person, yeah, not for the average person. This is what I mean. Like you're learning how to code things now. This is why we gotta actually, you know, hopefully we gotta teach the youth. Basically, we gotta train them how to use AI to manipulate to their advantage. And that's not the other way around. Not AI manipulate you because it's like Terminator, and it's like the machines are taking over, and it seems that way, doesn't it? So it's kind of like they gotta train them how to use it in the right way because yeah it's a scary thing. It's a scary thought, you know, because you know what I mean. I don't know. It does feel like music, the rap game and the hip hop game and the youths, they're very repetitive and they're very kind of, they're all using the same style, all talking about the same things. Yeah. Back in my generation, the day when I was growing up, like the 90s, and when I was rapping like late noughties and the early noughties and the 90s, everyone was different. Everyone had a different style. Everyone had that's what made you stand out from the rest. Yeah. It's like I think everyone wants to stick into a format. You get me? The creativity is kind of like slowed down a little bit. Yeah. But you get your odd ones, but it's because it's like I think it's just in demand. Everyone wants to be. Back in the days, hardly nobody wants to be a rapper. Now it feels like every dude wants to be a rapper. Yeah, every night, yeah. No, it wasn't like that. There was only a few of us scattered around and that. And it's like, it's mad because the ones I used to grow up with, they was rapping. They've grown all out of it. Some of them have grown out of it, but we got into it after. So it's kind of like, and they're the mans I was thought who would stick at the rapping, but they never really, you know what I mean, followed it up. They just kind of, that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah. That's what it is. You can't make money from it. And that's what I struggle with as well. That's the only thing I struggle with is to make money with it. But actually, you just gotta I actually put it in the back of my mind that I just enjoy doing it, and I just do it for the fun now. I just do it because it makes me feel happy. Yeah. And then it's like that's it. I try not to think about the money thing too much because that's what leads you down to where you're scrambling and you're doing anything you can. You start getting depressed again, and you're doing anything to get it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, I think just enjoy it. You know, but when you stop enjoying it, that's when you should stop it. You know what I mean? That's when you should knock it on the head.
So who was your influences growing up?
See, like, my main influences was like Wu-Tang, really.
Okay.
Yeah, Wu-Tang, that was my big influence. And Nas, like East Coast. I used to listen to a lot East Coast. So I like some West Coast, so I like Snoop Dogg and stuff and Dog Pound. You know, like, yeah, that's pretty much it. And Method Man was my favourite artist out of the Wu-Tang. He's in my top 5. And when Eminem came out, I remember when Eminem came out, that was like an amazing, crazy time, man. It was just like, he was just amazed by it. It was like, what? What's this guy like? He was different, exactly. He was different. It was like, obviously my bedrooms were white and there was white rappers as well. And I think that's what he opened the door for a lot of white rappers, didn't he? He opened it for flooded. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he opened it. Yeah, he did. He opened the door for it, and it was like, I remember when he first come out, and it was just like, wow, it was all in my bedroom yard, and My Name Is video came out. It was just like, who the fuck's this for? It's like, you know what I mean? He was just amazed by it. He was like, what the fuck? It's like, yo, that's mad. And he was just laughing and creasing. It was like, fucking hell. And it was different. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, yeah. I like that Eminem. I liked the Slim Shady Eminem. But when he started going a bit more commercial and started speeding up his raps and that, I can't really feeling that. I was like, I liked his funny Slim Shady Eminem, these original Eminem, yeah. Because even the Infinite stuff is good as well.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So have you got any new music coming out?
Therefore, that's yeah. A quick plug, shameless plug. Yeah, Excommunicated is out. Is on Bandcamp, but it should be on all DSPs 27th of July. Hopefully, God willing. Hopefully, they don't send back and got no problems with it. Yeah, it's called Excommunicated, and
where can people find you?
people can find me only the Gully _ on Instagram. My TikTok is OTG Entertainment. I got a website as well, which is www.onlythegully.com. Yeah, Bandcamp, Math One Music, and pretty much that's me. That's all. That's all. I'm an old fogey when it comes to all the socials and all that business. To be fair, you know, like
acting roles lined up?
Not at the moment, no, I haven't. But yeah, I have been actively looking for some. I was supposed to go acting school last week, but they cancelled on me. I was gonna do some good, but they says they're gonna have some roles coming up, and it starts again in July.
Okay.
So they're gonna have some roles coming up and stuff like. They started the agency as well, because like I'm signed to a few agencies. But it's like that's costing a bit of money because I have to do a new portfolio again. It's been a while. Like I've been out of work for about since last year basically.
Okay.
So like I probably have to do new portfolio, take new headshots, stuff like that. I probably have to do all that. But there's a movie that I did that had a little extra part in as well. It's called Geezers. I filmed it in Manchester, and like I was speaking to the director the other day, and I was just like, "When's that coming out, man?" I was like, "I did that last year," and he started got back to me, but he's posted it all online, and he said he's done interviews with magazines and they've gave it good ratings and stuff like that. It's like a gangster movie, basically, a British gangster movie. So like I had a little extra scene in there, but it was fun. But I didn't get paid for it. But it was one of those, yeah. So, but it was fun, and I've told a few people about that, and it was like, "Oh, when's that coming out then?" I'm like, "I don't even know." Yeah, I said, "I don't know." Yeah, it will drop soon. But I am actively looking for some more acting work. The thing is, it's like they say, like I don't know who said it, but I think it might even been Stormzy because he's got his new film out that he's done on his phone, innit?
Yeah.
But I think someone was taking it from that and was saying, because you gotta see in acting now, we gotta make our own roles now. So that means we gotta do our own films. We gotta make our own films. If you want them acting jobs, you gotta make your own acting jobs. Just like the music these days, you know, like you can't rely on a manager, you can't rely on a producer. You gotta do it all yourself if you really want to get.
Build a team.
You gotta build a team. You gotta do it yourself. You know what I mean? So if you go on OTG Entertainment, my TikTok, you'll see my monologues because I've just started doing that.
Okay.
So I do a thing called Monologue Mondays. So I'm looking to try and put a monologue out every Monday.
Is that from a certain film?
Yeah, from certain films, some of my favourite films, my favourite movies, or famous theatre productions, or like just ones that I picked that I like, the ones that I like and enjoy. Like the first one that I did was New Jack City, and I've done the other two already, and obviously they're gonna come out every Monday. So I've picked one from what was the other one? Black Hawk Down, and the other one's from Bullet Boy. So and then I'm just gonna keep. I just actively just look up some monologues. I'll probably pick Training Day. I don't want to do like obvious ones too much. I kind of want to do like obscure ones people wouldn't think of. But I kind of want to just I want to challenge myself.
What's your perfect role? What would you really like to portray?
It's mad. It might seem cliche, but I'd just like to be an action hero, action hero. You know what I mean? I'd just like to be an action hero, and it's mad. It's because it's like when I was back in the day, that's all I dreamt of, and then like now you got Black Panther, and now you got Sinners, and you got all of them doing. You got people come now. Black actors are starting to come through now. So it's kind of like you got Idris in a couple of things as well. So and you got the Marvel stuff. Like I'd love to do the Marvel stuff. You know what I mean? I'd love to do it. Yeah, definitely. The part that I would love, because I'd like to. I've played villains. I've played a few villains, and villains is fun. That's what I'm saying. Like you play the bad guy, and it's kind of like I'd like to play Sinister out of Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be the role. That would be the role I think I'd smash. Yeah.
Nice.
So if Marvel are watching, yeah, I want to play Sinister. I have the Sinister smile. People tell me that. So I've got that Sinister smile. And I look like a cunt, basically. But not really, but nah. But like for the top boy, people was like, you played the bastard really well. You played that cunt well, man. I was like, yeah, I know. But like, yeah, I think Sinister role. I think I'd love to play Sinister. And I would have loved to play Black Panther as well. Or I would have loved to be in any of the Creed films as well. That definitely a boxing role as well. Yeah, that would be fun as well.
So if you could go back to that 8-year-old kid, what would you say to him?
Oh, it's hard. Stay away from these girls. Try and watch out for these women because there can be trouble. That's what I'll probably tell myself. Honestly, I'd probably say, look, just ease up on the chasing girl. You know what I mean? Because there can be trouble sometimes, and there can be a distraction, not bad influence, but a distraction. There can be because sometimes, yeah, you know what I mean? I'll just say, look, just don't get distracted. Don't get distracted. Keep your eyes on the ball. You know what I mean? Know what you want. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
So is there any piece of advice that you've received through your life that you'd like to pass on to the next generation?
Yeah, live in the now. You know what I mean? Live in the present. You know what I mean? Don't worry so much about the past, and don't get ahead of yourself. You know what I mean? Try and stay in the present because you can control the present. You can't really control the past. The past has happened. and you ain't got a time machine, so you can't control what happens in the future. So just, you know, be present and stay present and stay in the here and now. You know what I mean?
Nice. Anything else you want to say?
Nah, not really. You know, I'm good. I think I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this little chat. You know, more things like this. Make sure you go and watch my man's channel. That's life, because yeah, it is life. You know what I mean? That's life. You know what I mean? Yeah, just yeah, therefore, and keep posting. Watch out for me, because I'm gonna be all over your screen sooner or later. I'm gonna be there. You won't be able to get rid of this mug. If you see me on top, boy, you know what the skills are like. The skill levels are high on there when it comes to it. But yeah, just actually keep pushing and never give up on your dreams. That's what I'll leave you on. You know what I mean?
Nice, bro. Nice, man. Thanks for your time.
Yeah.
Handshake, man.
Yes, bro.
Thank you very much.
Yes, bro.
Thanks for inviting me into your home.
No, it's cool, bro.
We're not that different. We're not defined by age or race. We're not that different in any time or any place, brother. Believe your hustle and your grind, sister. We need your voice, so don't be silent. That's life.